So now, imagine your customer has now selected their item. They've purchased the color that they've wanted, and equally all the style or the collection that they now are wanting to get involved in. They get taken onto another page, which secures their order. But now, off the back of that, why not show them how this order can be experienced? Because 9 times out of 10, again, folks, a lot of product-based businesses owners, they'll do that sooner, and they'll cause their audience member to start losing focus. Remember, we're trying to make sure our audience retains their focus and at the same time goes in what they're looking for, but then also gets shown what else could happen next. It's the what next factor that gets involved in here, right? So after they've placed their order or selected their order and they've secured it, they then get shown, right, did you know that with this top you can also wear these trousers or this skirt? It can also be paired with these shoes. Did you know that with this facial cream, you can actually get a serum? You can also get eye cream. You can also get some night cream. It goes on and on and on, folks. DIY ranges. Did you know that with this hammer, you can get X amount of nails? You can also get, oh, why not a picture frame that you need to be able to hang up on a wall, right? You can go that far with it. So it's always about thinking outside the box. How can you start thinking outside the box that helps your viewer to start equally thinking outside the box, but now you're taking them down a different focus. They've secured their item, but now you're helping them to think outside the box. How can you take them now onto the next step? It's the what next aspect of it. And it's helping them to understand the entirety of what this product can actually do and where it can actually stem from. But equally also, as I shared with you before, how it can be experienced. So those key things, folks, I really want you to just really think about how they can be applied to your own product-based business. How can they be applied? Because 9 times out of 10, as I said, the average business owner, especially when it comes to product-based business, are not thinking about these things. How can they maximize the quality of the cart? And the quality of the cart all determines on the journey, the user experience that you are taking your customer along. By the way, the quality of the cart, or increasing that input, increasing the outcome even more so, all boils down to not only just the main product that your customer selected in the first place, but equally how they can start thinking outside of the box as to how they can complete their experience with an entire range of products. Think about that, folks. Think about how that can apply to you. So I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this video resonated with you. Once again, I'm going to share a link with regards to how to actually design your own website, if it's a general website, not an e-commerce brand website. This will help you to understand all the things that you need to make sure that you implement within your website. Key bits of information, especially, by the way, when it comes to the footer in this aspect. The footer now houses something a little different. And I didn't share this before, but I want to make sure that you understand that the footer now will house your About You section, the story behind your brand, and equally different ways that you can get in contact with the brand itself. It doesn't happen in the header this time. It happens below in the footer. Because remember, you're always trying to make sure that the direct point of call is for the purpose as to why your audience came to your website in the first place. That's to buy. That's to pick an item. That's to purchase that item, to keep it moving, but at the same time to also understand how this item can be paired with other things, how this item can actually be used in other circumstances. You're helping them to understand that first. They will learn about you after that. So, a little unconventional, I know, but think about it. When you look at brands like Marks and Spencer's, especially depending if you're in the UK or not, even like wider range brands when it comes to ASOS, for example, when it comes to Zara, when you look at those specific brands, and I know I've chosen again like fashion brands, but at the same time the general ethos is the same when it comes to an e-commerce brand. They go for the product first, the about or the story second, because essentially that's what the user's after. So think about, what is your user after? Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Once again, I really hope that this video helped you and resonated with you and helped you to think in a different kind of a way, especially when it comes to improving the interface or thinking about the user interface or experience on your e-commerce website. So that being said, for help in understanding who your people should be, what your people pool should even look like, and I use the phrase people pool because it is key and specific to you and your brand, and there's ways to be able to determine and understand what they are, who they are, simply because you're going to be needing this information to understand how you direct your customer through your e-commerce website. Now, you can start that process by literally going ahead, clicking on the link that's below this video. When you do that, obviously you're going to be asked for a couple of details. Then what's going to happen next is you're going to be fired over with some information, key principles to be exact, that will help you to determine what your people pool is, what your brand should actually be about, all based on your beliefs and your standards, and equally more importantly, how you can make sure you build the awareness of what your e-commerce brand is about or your product-based business is about. It all encompasses so much, and you need to be able to make sure that you're sharing that by way of the descriptive language that you're using for your products, by way of the way you're actually creating that experience to begin with, inviting your user, your customer in on the experience, in on the action if you like. They need to be able to know what that is, but they also need to be able to understand it, and they can't understand it if you don't. These key principles will help you to understand what that process should be. Now, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this video really resonated with you and you got some good out of it. Please make sure that you go ahead and action all these key things that I've shared with you. Even if you have an existing business or existing website or e-commerce website, in fact, go ahead and test out these things on your own website. Are you actually including these things? If you're not, go ahead and do so and watch and see the difference in your intake of product. Folks, I'm going to leave it there and I will see you on the other side.